Hello again there, Patriots. It's hit the fan, so let's get started, shall we?
Screw your freedom.
$10 gallon gas. Did you ever think you'd see the day, folks? I remember as a kid seeing 25 cents. I remember someone going, a quarter? That was a long time ago. I was just a young lad. But growing up, when I started driving, gas was 80 cents a gallon. Hey, it was 90 if you wanted something better, like premium. Anyways, it's going up and up, but at historical, accelerated rates. Unbelievable where this is going. You know, what are we to make of this, folks? We made this prediction. Me and you, the Prepared Mind Network, discussing fuel, discussing Biden politics, discussing Democrat politics, discussing SHTF, the Great Reset, all these things. We tried taking it all in, and we made this crazy prediction. $10 gas by the end of this year, and certainly, if not now, by the end of the Biden administration. But I think they need to hit it this year, because when it gets to the 2024 election, they're not going to want that as something new in everyone's faces. But I certainly think that by the end of this year, in 2023, yes. 2024, people will be used to getting poked in the bunghole all the time over their fuel bill. But this is incredible what is going on. It's not just an American phenomenon. This higher energy. It looks like every government around the world is screwing their own people over in one form or fashion. And in many ways, multiple forms and fashions. Energy is going up, whether it's electricity, natural gas, which is used to make electricity in many cases, and also just everything. Power, electricity, gasoline, diesel fuel. Shortages, discussions about rationing, and it's all being forced down our throats. Now, to recap yesterday, on Capitol Hill, Senator Josh Hawley was discussing high gas prices with the energy secretary. The Biden administration's energy secretary was trying to blame everything on Putin. Right? Senator Josh Hawley said, quote, "With all due respect, your answers are insulting." And yes, they are absolutely insulting. Absolutely insulting. And they don't have an answer. They don't have a solution. They don't have a fix. All they keep doing is saying it's Putin's fault. It's Putin's fault. It's Putin's fault. It's Putin's fault. Okay, we get it. The official administration answer is it's Putin's fault, so let's do nothing about it. Actually, they're continuing to do all they can to make it even worse. Are you prepared? Do you have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? How about this one? Maybe you ought to add gasoline to that. Now, I'm not recommending anyone do anything like dangerously store gas. But if you live out in the country, going down to your local fuel jobber, oil supply, gas supply, diesel supply, and getting a 55-gallon drum and filling it with gas may not be such a bad idea, provided, of course, you have safe storage and you know how to dispense it safely and properly, yada, 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 yada. But that's what I used to do when I had my above-ground Prepared Mind bunker house. I used to keep two 55-gallon cans full of fuel at diesel trucks back then, of course, 3 at the time. Anyways, as gas prices, folks, are hitting new records daily. We're now on day 11. I remember when it was like day 3 in a row. I'm like, yeah, gas prices went up 3 days in a row to new records. We get it. Now it's 11 days straight of gas going up and up and up. So the energy secretary, Granholm, says it's all Putin's fault. Well, that's insulting. It's a lie. It's bullshit, right? It can be refuted very easily. I would hate, folks, to be an adult and try and explain myself with a politicized soundbite. That's just as an adult. I would really, really hate to be the United States government energy secretary sitting before Congress, the Senate, and the world, giving the most inane, ridiculous sounding, stupid answers, going on record forever, having to explain that with a political line. See, that's going to go in the congressional record. People 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 100 years from now are going to look back historically, and that is, of course, if intelligence wins, and they're going to say, wow, this idiot said that. Oh yeah, folks. I remember when I studied political history, many things that were said and done back in the Civil War, back in the early part of the country, anytime there was crisis, the stupid things that were said, well, they were jotted down and remembered. Anyways, they also had the Interior Secretary in front of the Senate. And she was confronted. She was discussed a memo from her department at the Interior calling for shutdown of new oil leases. And she was completely clueless about it. It's like, aren't you the Interior Secretary? Why are you getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit in that office? Well, you see, I think these people are rubber stamps for Biden, who is himself a rubber stamp for the Great Reset. We're in it, folks. We're in SHTF. We're in the Great Reset. I don't think anybody should intelligently try and deny that now. Just the unavailability or inavailability of many things that we used to take for granted at stores, outlets. I mean, when you can't get car parts, you got problems, right? There's such huge problems, and those are going to continue. Those other infrastructure and supply line issues that we discussed 2 years ago, saying, well, they screwed this up. It's going to be a freaking mess. That's going to get worse also. Now they're saying the Chinese startup, the restart of the Chinese economy as they come out of their lockdown over nothing, is going to cause shipping shortages. It's like, well, why should it be a shipping shortage? Did we suddenly lose all the ships? Did the alien invasion, did they come down and steal our super tankers? They could carry super tanker quantities of oil and super tanker quantities of stuff, shipping containers. Did they just disappear all of a sudden? Unbelievable. Really, folks. Gas prices are hitting new records daily, and the Interior Secretary can't explain why they're shutting down new oil leases. Once again, we have a problem. Houston, we've got a problem with energy. They shut down our oil leases. They shut down the Keystone Pipeline. They're not permitting anything. And then they start a freaking shooting war with Russia in Ukraine. And Russia supplies a massive amount of energy, and it's part of OPEC Plus, the oil producing exporting companies or countries. It's a cartel, right? It's a racketeering cartel. I get it. They always have been. From the time they were started when I was that young boy and watched gasoline go up from a quarter on up. They're doing everything they can to make the gas prices go up. So are we the prophets of prepping here on the Prepared Mind channel? Or are we just really good at looking at trends and expecting the worst out of these people? Yeah, probably a little of both, right? Secular prophet, that is, folks. No religion in there. $10 for gas. How about $10 for a gallon of milk? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 1 second. Always something. Things come up. Craziness out there. Folks, we're going to see a lot more. It's going to get a lot worse. A lot worse. We'll discuss more as this continues. Oil prices, gas prices, energy prices, blackouts, shortages, baby formula. Good golly, we've just barely seen the beginning of what they have in mind for us. Are you prepared? Hey, chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Semper Fi, God bless America. Do everything you can. Thank you for signing up to Patreon. I'll talk to you soon.